You are in control of your own destiny. Don't wait for people to promote you, to push you, to open up opportunities. Create your own opportunities. Ask for more training, ask for more development, put in the work. That is, again, your career is never going to be as important to someone else as it is to you.
Welcome back to the Mining Mum podcast. I'm Tegan, your host, and today I have a very exciting guest, Corey. Corey has 17 years experience in recruitment in the mining and construction industries in both blue collar and white collar. He's now just launched his own recruitment company called Apex Resources, and he's also a franchise owner of S30.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh, a mouthful. So exciting though. I love to hear about your journey. So 17 years in recruitment. How did that all start?
Yeah, like most people, I kind of fell into recruitment. Wanted to be a footballer my whole life and didn't put in the work and fell into work and then landed in a recruitment job. I was really lucky. I fell in with Ready Workforce, which was Chandler McLeod back in the day, which we were speaking about before, which I had fantastic managers and mentors around me, and the rest is history, I suppose. I haven't left and have developed my career on the back of that.
Amazing. And so when you first went into recruitment, what industries were you working with back then?
So I fell into the light industrial space, so warehousing, food processing, which is a fantastic place to start because there is no way to skip steps. So I got to learn the basics of recruitment really well. Being on site, managing injuries, working with staff, high volume. From there, I transitioned into the mining and resources and construction space from there.
Amazing. You went from being a recruiter specialist into like more of the high-end general manager roles. How did you make those steps, and what do you think kind of helped you to go to that next level each time?
So my journey was recruitment consultant into an account manager, into a team leader. Then I went into managing teams or leading teams. Again, I always like to highlight, I was really lucky. I had some fantastic mentors, great people around me, which I think were a big part of my journey and being able to get to where I am at the moment. But in saying that, I made a lot of mistakes. I thought I was a pretty good recruiter. I was a pretty good account manager. I was a horrible leader to begin with. Made a lot of mistakes, but that's also shaped where I am today and continuing to push myself, I suppose, and want to continue to get better has got me to a point where, I started as a consultant. Now I'm running my own business.
So exciting. And I just saw you had your 1 year anniversary of your own company.
Yep.
Talk us through, making that transition from working for a massive corporate to then launching into entrepreneurship.
Yeah. So I actually never wanted to own my own business. I thought it was too hard. There was too many issues, payroll and funding and these sorts of things. As I grew my career, I just got to a point where I wanted to have more impact. I wanted to help people. I wanted to do things a different way. I've worked for great businesses, but the bigger the business, the more layers, and it became really hard to make the impact that I wanted to make. So I got to a time where I needed to put my money where my mouth is, so to speak. My business partners tapped me on the shoulder, sold me a story of what they wanted to do, and the rest is history. And Apex has been here for 12 months now. We're only very early in our infancy. 12 months seems like a long time, but we've got a lot of work to do. But we've created some good foundations, and it's been exciting being able to have the freedom to do things the way I want to do them, good and bad, because I've made a lot of mistakes in the process as well.
Yeah, that's so exciting. And you guys specialize in mining construction roles?
Yeah, so we've got 3 pillars we work under: mining and resources, construction, and also light industrial. So we're back in the light industrial space. So those are 3 pillars at the moment, and across both white and blue collar.
And just recruitment, or you also do labour hire services?
Predominantly labour hire.
Yeah.
So you temp labour hire type setup. We do perm recruitment as well, but we are very much a labour hire business, yes.
Oh, that's so exciting. And what do you think is important to you in terms of building culture now that it's your own company?
Ooh, good question. I still think culture is built from the ground up, not from the top down. We get to create a environment or a platform for the team to cultivate the culture themselves. So what I've learned is I can have a vision of what a culture of a business wants to look like, but if my team or the people on the floor aren't driving that, then that culture is never going to come to fruition. So putting the right people into the business, creating an environment where people can be happy and prosper and succeed, I think the culture will cultivate itself. So it's more setting the framework and then letting the team create the culture underneath.
That's awesome. And when we talk about the right people for the right roles, when you're looking for people, what are the key things that you, like as a very experienced recruiter, like to look for in a person?
Yeah, look, I think attitude and behaviours. You can teach skills. You can't teach attitude and behaviours. In saying that, I've got wrong hires like everyone. I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
You hire enough people, you're going to make mistakes, but also sometimes you need to be able to take a punt, have a crack at that person to try and build that, particularly in the current environment. There aren't a lot of skilled people. The skilled people there want big money, and so they should, because they're in demand at the moment. So being able to find those diamonds in the rough, the ones with the good attitudes, the good behaviours, it's hard and you will make the wrong hires, but when you do get it right, you'll get someone who can really help you drive the business forward.
So good. Back to the labour market at the moment. What are some of the trends that you're seeing or potential shortages? You mentioned that, highly skilled people are requesting more money at the moment. Why do you think that is?
It's just a shortage. So particularly, I'll speak about WA in particular, with the building, the construction, the mining work that's going on at the moment, we just don't have the resources to be able to achieve those projects. So with that supply and demand, they're able to demand more money. We probably allow people to get away with more things than we were allowed to get them away with before, because we don't have people to be able to swap in and out. The issue we have now that I've been talking about a lot is, even if we were to get an influx of overseas workers, skilled workers, the issue we have in WA is where we're going to house those people. So it's a bit of a chicken and the egg scenario at the moment. So long-term view needs to be, how do we get more people into trades? How do we get more people into these degrees, or the skills that we need to develop them so we can develop some of our own?
Yeah.
But you can earn so much money being a labourer, being a TA, doing these sorts of roles.
Even cleaners are on a lot nowadays.
So it's also circumventing that, where a young person coming out of high school, it's, do I want to spend 3 or 4 years earning not a lot, or do I want to go straight into work, earn money? So it's that short-term versus long-term outcomes that we're kind of fighting with at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Even with, obviously, some of the bigger companies have done mass redundancies recently. Do you think having them being back into the market has helped?
No, I think there's almost two markets. That high-end market, which redundancies are normally, unfortunately, there's a lot of your high skilled, your senior management type roles are the ones that you hear about being made redundant. There isn't the same volume of requirements there. Yeah. Everyone needs sparkies. Everyone needs plumbers. These skills trade. They're not making those sort of people redundant. Those people are picking up work. It's that funny situation where there is a market there where there isn't a lot of work. And the higher up the food chain, so to speak, you get, the less opportunities there are as well. So it's harder to make those moves.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously a lot of our listeners are women or females that are either coming back into the industry or wanting to get into the mining construction industry. What advice or what roles do you think are flexible or suitable? I know FIFO is quite a challenge if you're a young mum.
Yeah, of course.
But what are some of those roles that they could be applying for?
Look, my biggest advice would be, define what it is that you're actually after. Don't come in flexible. Don't come in thinking that I'll do whatever or whatever works, because what you will find, and I have seen, is you will end up in a role that then doesn't fit what you're looking for. Do you want to be home with your kids? Which I get. I've got young kids as well. If you do, you're not necessarily going to get the same money, the same level of responsibility. I'm not saying it's impossible, but that may be something you need to sacrifice. Yeah. If you want to be pushing your career and developing that, there is opportunities there, but that may mean you've got to sacrifice some of your time at home and your flexibility. Again, there are outliers where you can get everything, but I think the biggest thing I've seen, and this goes for men, women, kids coming out of high school, is the sacrifices to be made. What is it that I really want? What is it that is most important to me? And if you prioritize that, you'll then be able to get a better picture of what that role looks like. Then you can go chase that. Yeah. Is it career? We can go for career, but you probably won't be home as much. If you want to be home, yes, there's flexibility, but you may need to take a slightly less level role of responsibility. So it gives you that ability to be able to be home and spend more time there. It's sacrifice is probably the word that I like to use.
Yeah,
it's
that's
very
good.
rare that we can have everything.
Yeah.
We need to decide what's most important to us.
Yeah. And I've been, watching a lot of podcasts and YouTubes lately where it is female kind of businesswomen that do say work-life balance is a lie, because you're never going to have that total work-life balance. If you want to progress in your career, if you want to start a business, you have to make those sacrifices. So I think that's a really good example to use.
Yeah.
And what about Indigenous recruitment? I saw you guys have a specialize in Indigenous recruitment.
Yeah, look, it kind of happened.
Yes.
It wasn't an aim of the business originally, but we've partnered with a few Indigenous-owned businesses, contracting businesses, that then we've been able to develop, I suppose, a bit of diversity in the way we recruit and some targets for them with the businesses they are. So yeah, very much around the Indigenous and the female engagement have been a big part of that. Do we have a specialist offering in that? No, I think it'd be a bit rich and I'll be selling something we don't have, but it is very much something that we have focused on and being able to deliver on for some of our clients at the moment, which is a bit of that impact I was talking about. It's given us the ability to be able to have a bit more of an impact on the community and helping those subsets within the market.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what about your day-to-day? What does a day in the life of a recruitment managing director look like? How many calls do you make? How many meetings do you have?
Yeah, look, the weeks for me are very different, and the days are very different for me as well. Lots of meetings, everything from client meetings. I put a focus on these sort of meetings.
Oh, awesome.
Being able to make sure that I'm growing marketing and branding and getting our business and our company out there. I'm still on a desk, so I'm still recruiting and helping on the floor. So interviews, screens, and the other side is the back end. I do spend time on calls with service providers, systems, processes, accounting, finance, all those sorts of things. So I'm very early in my journey of finding what the perfect balance is, because I do get sucked into those back end processes a fair bit, but I'm looking at obviously what I can hand off so I can focus on the most important tasks, but other ones that I want to keep internal from a commercial piece. I said we're a young business.
So good. And we were talking about prior to this social media and, being out there on social media, pushing past, the self-doubt or those types of things when you're marketing your business. What are kind of 3 key things that you've found to put yourself out there? Because your socials are looking so good at the moment. And I love seeing it. You guys have very employee-based social media, which is obviously trending at the moment. What would be your 3 kind of pieces of advice for anyone thinking about starting social media marketing?
Just do it. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about how it's going to come across. Just start doing it. Personal brand is everything in the current world, and getting yourself out there and building a personal brand is important no matter what anyone says. Understanding what your market is. What do you want to market to? I can talk in recruitment terms, but a lot of people will just throw anything out there. But if you're a desk level consultant that's focused on attracting candidates, your content needs to be towards giving to your community, which is candidates. If you're a sales orientated person, it's content that resonates with clients and giving them and cultivating that sort of community. So having a bit of a focus on what that looks like is quite important. The last one is consistency.
Yes.
Get the content out there. You are going to suck early, and I still suck now.
Me too.
Get it out there, because the more you do, I'm big on repetition. The more reps you put in, so to speak, the better you will eventually get, and the more you'll refine what you're at. So they're probably my 3 key points.
So good. And let's talk reps.
Yes.
But in another sense, you have brought a franchise, S30. How did that all come about?
Health and fitness has been a massive part of my life for a long time. I played footy right up until my late 20s. I love training. I love the way it feels. As I've got older, again, the shift has been around how can I impact? And I look at my body or training. I can't sing. I'm not an artist. My way I express myself is through physical movement. And I think coming back to the corporate world, a big part of that is we spend so much time chasing money, chasing work, chasing this, that we forget about the biggest wealth we can have is our health.
Mm.
If we want to buy more time, the best way is to be healthy and be fit, because you will get more time at the back end of your life.
Yeah.
So I've been looking for a few years for the right opportunity. I had the owner of the S30 franchise reach out to me, who I met, where they were looking at selling the flagships so they could focus on the bigger franchise. And it's in the heart of the CBD. It has a fantastic group of trainers. It's a great location. And for me, I want to drive into the corporate space. I want to help people live healthier, live longer, be more productive. And I think fitness and health is a big part of how I can hopefully do that.
It's so funny you say that, because like this year I've fallen off the wagon. I've only just started getting back into it, but I've been so busy moving here, trying to focus on starting things, all of those things that I've fallen off the wagon, diet, exercise. But now I'm getting back into it. In my head, I'm thinking, this is my mantra. I'm like, you are the product. Like, you are the product. So you going to the gym and getting your mindset right is ultimately going to make better content, better sales, all of those things. It all starts with like you being the product. So I'm really trying to hone back into that fitness and health life.
I think it's that go hustle culture that we've created around, live off caffeine and go and work 20 hours a week and have 4 hours sleep. You are an outlier if you can operate like that long term. I don't care who you are. There's enough literature, and I've listened to enough podcasts. I love this space. It doesn't work for the average person. Sleep is completely underrated. It is the best thing you can do for recovery and mind and performance. Getting the body moving. We're made to move.
Yes.
We're made to move. And the eating and the health, like it will undoubtedly make your life better. It's just trying to get more people to get involved in that, so we can try and help them do exactly that. Be more productive, feel like they're better, be able to run around with their kids, do those sorts of things.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I'm going to circle back to mentoring, because you mentioned a few times, mentoring really has helped your career. Okay, who would be, you don't have to name them, but who would be some of your like pivotal mentors, and how would you recommend people reach out to mentors?
Oh, okay. I will name names because they deserve to be named. My first manager in recruitment was probably the most pivotal, Glenn Carmody, who's still in he's gone back to the recruitment industry recently. Just from commerciality, understanding business, customer service, growth, I was really lucky to fall into that. I've then had other good ones as I've gone through. Shane, the CEO at TechSide, was very good to me, again, from a high level executive commercial background. The stuff I learnt from him was exceptional. My transition into mining, Dave Gray from DRD Recruitment, I could never have learnt what I learnt about the EPCM and engineering space and construction without him. My coach from a fitness side of things has been exceptional for me too, with learning to open myself up and breath work and regulating nervous systems and those sorts of things. Again, you can't go. So having good people around you, I am massive on that. You are who you surround yourself with. So having the right people, whether that be as mentors or as part of your team, is really important, because I think you are the sum of the people that you have in your circle.
Yeah, I agree. And do you do any mentoring for yourself? Like, do you mentor any of the next generation? Or
probably not specifically at the moment. I coach my son's
Can you
football.
mentor me?
Anytime.
Yeah.
I coach my son's footy. Like I like that younger generation coming through. I've got particularly young men coming through. I think you learn the things you go through and things you would like to have done differently is really important. From a business piece, I've got a team that need my support at the moment, but would I like to? Yeah, I'd love to. I think that, again, that's that impact piece. It's not about more money for me or being famous or doing these sorts of things. For me, it really is about impact. I want to help more people. I want to impact the recruitment industry. They're the things that really float my boat. So if I can mentor people and help develop a next generation coming through, that's probably where my fill your cup is coming from.
Oh, that's so good. And before we wrap up today, what would be your one piece of advice for who we're going to target? Young recruiters? People coming through the industry now, especially in that mining construction space. What's your one piece of advice?
I'm going to split it into two areas.
You
are in control of your own destiny. Don't wait for people to promote you, to push you, to open up opportunities, create your own opportunities. Ask for more training, ask for more development, put in the work. That is, again, your career is never going to be as important to someone else as it is to you. Yes, good businesses will look after you, but you need to be willing to want to push and drive and learn and develop on your own. The other one is, particularly in the current climate, is it takes time. You're not going to be a general manager or a team leader or whatever it is in 12 months, 18 months, 2 years. It takes time. Be happy to learn your craft, perfect your craft, and get good at what you're doing. And consistency is a big part of that. Focus on that and the rest will come.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining me today. And how can the listeners find out more about your businesses?
Yeah, businesses. So you can follow Apex Resources on LinkedIn and Instagram are probably the best too. And for anyone that obviously wants to know more and follow me as well, I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn and the like. So I'm happy to share those. And I post a lot of really crappy content that you're more than willing to listen to.
I love it. Content is king or queen.
Very much.
Thank you so much.
No worries. Thanks for having me.